Okay, welcome back. We're on page 462 talking about the 4 different types of centralization. So the last one is centralized with exceptions. Basically that means is if you have a well-defined exception, and it ought to be like somebody at headquarters ought to decide whether or not you're going to do this. It ought not be trivial, okay? So some independent organizations can develop in parallel, yeah. A lot of duplication of effort, yeah, that's true, like shadow organizations. And, it ought to have very high approval authority. And the last one, which really isn't a form of centralization at all, it's centralization with leaky exceptions. So technically, I guess there's 5 rather than 4. And that basically means it's trivial to get an exception. All you have to do is just write a piece of paper, say, hey, man, we want to do this on their own. They go, okay, whatever. That's probably not a good idea, and they don't recommend you use that anywhere. So when we get to the next chapter, when they talk about recommended locations of where centralization techniques, this one doesn't show up anywhere. Okay, so there's nothing to if you did that way, there's nothing to prevent you from screw it, we'll do it on our own kind of a thing. And going it alone is never, ever, ever a good idea in this world. Okay, that's the end of this chapter, and stay tuned for the practical application of centralization.